तो सबके बस माय चैनल, वेलकम टू चैनल। तो टुडे एक्चुअली में आप सोच रहे होंगे कि भाई हम लोग गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट खेले, बट हम लोग ये अभी अपनी वर्ल्ड में होने वाले हैं। सो सर एक्चुअली में आप बहुत ज़्यादा गलत है। सो वी आर ऑन द आइलैंड्स, यस वी आर एक्चुअली ऑन द आइलैंड, ट्रू। वी आर ऑन आर गोल्डन ऐप, चलेगा आइलैंड। तो इधर हम लोग ये थोड़ी सी मेरे को एक क्वेस्ट मिली है जिसको हमारे को पूरा करने का मन है। मन तो नहीं है बट करना तो पड़ेगा ही, क्योंकि नहीं करेंगे तो मरेंगे। और फिर मुझे घंटियां भी ढूंढनी है। मुझे एटलीस्ट 25 ढूंढनी और वैसे सिर्फ 4 हैं। करेक्ट, अरे वाह, तो कल का थोड़ा सा हो गया है मेरे पास। अरे माय हीरो की 2 हो गई हैं, द जनरल करके। और ये सो आई थिंक ये अगर ना भी करे तब भी चलेगा, ठीक है ना। ये ना भी करे तब भी चलेगा। गो टू चैलेंज। एक्चुअली आई डोंट थिंक मेरे को ये करना चाहिए। अभी मैं ऑफलाइन कर सकता हूँ, बिकॉज इसकी जो स्टोरी है उससे आप मतलब रखो या ना रखो, क्योंकि इसके अंदर ना, इसके अंदर ये जो स्टोरी है ना, जैसे जैसा ये बोलते हैं वैसे वैसे ही करना और कुछ नहीं करना है इसमें। आई सपोज लेट्स जस्ट ब्रोन सिग्निया इसके पर बेस्ट स्कोर। भाई साहब ये क्या क्या है, क्या क्या मिल रहा है ये बाद में करेंगे ऑफलाइन। कुछ ज्यादा ही अच्छी कमाई हुई है अभी मेरी। एंड ऑल्सो गाइस एक्चुअली में क्या हो रहा है, मेरे चैनल पे बहुत सारे लोग बोल रहे हैं कि भाई सब्सक्राइब हो रहा है, बट होता है बट बस थोड़ी देर के लिए दिखाता है और फिर नहीं होता, चले जाते हैं। एंड फाउंडेड पैराडाइज स्पेशल। उसके आगे मेरे को समझ नहीं आता है क्या बोलती है, सो आई जस्ट लीव। So let's just, I don't know why क्या मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा। तो आ जाओ। हाय भाई, कैसे हो? सो अभी कहीं पे भी हो जाए, बट आई थिंक यहीं से रास्ता होने वाला है। ठीक, आप कैसे हो भाई? ठीक हूँ। ऐप कैसे हो? पहले मेरे को ऐसा लगा ऐप्स। तो अभी मैंने एक्चुअली में इतने सारे नोट्स याद करे लिखे हैं, मैं खुद पागल हो गया, मैं क्या करूँ। पता हाथ ही ठग गया है, आदत पड़ गई अब। तो अभी हम लोग अपनी सेरेनिटा पॉट अभी कर सकते हैं। ये मैं रात में करूंगा जब करना होगा। ये तो बिल्कुल नहीं कर रहा एडवेंचर रैंक सेशन, बिल्कुल नहीं। क्योंकि अभी ये करूंगा तो भाई गो टू माउंट। अरे भाई, अरे ऐसा है। नथिंग, यही पास है सबसे ज्यादा। एक सेकंड बस। और ऊपर चढ़ना पड़ेगा। ये गेम अच्छा है भाई, बहुत अच्छा है। ये भी उठाना जरूरी है, पता नहीं है क्या, बस उठा लो। सही बता रहा हूँ, जो मन में आए बस उठा लो। एंड ऐसे मैं मरने वाला हूँ, आई प्रोबेबली नो दैट, अगर मैं इधर नहीं पहुंच पाया टाइम से तो। ये हवा में कैसे निकाल रहे हैं, कोई बताएगा मेरे को जरा? भाई साहब हद है। जान बचा कर भागो, हाँ वही है भाई, यहाँ का वही है, यहाँ का वही सीन है। एक्चुअली मैं ये सोच रहा, ये वाला जो रास्ता है ना, इधर से एक्चुअली में थोड़ा सा ऊपर वाला पार्ट है, ये ज्यादा ऊपर, आई थिंक यही वाला पार्ट ज्यादा ऊपर है। अबे उनको सबसे पहले खत्म करना है ना, उनकी गैंग को, नहीं तो ऊपर चढ़ नहीं सकता मैं। यार इसकी एबिलिटी मैंने इकट्ठा करी थी, खत्म सारी। बंदे हैं कुछ नहीं मेरे लिए, बट स्टिल मतलब देख रहा कितना इजी था इनको, बट मैं स्टिल नौटंकिया कर रहा था इधर। अपना ऐसे ही होता है भाई। अब तो नहीं ना, मैं एक अच्छा सेफ रास्ता ढूंढ रहा हूँ, मजा आता, और वो सेफ रास्ता यही है। ऑब्वियसली मैं इधर बहुत बार ऊपर आ चुका हूँ, पर कभी नोटिस नहीं की एक चीज मैंने, भाई वैसे मत गिर। सबसे पहले ओके, सो इधर यहाँ से बहुत ज्यादा मुझे एटलीस्ट एक ऐसा रास्ता तो दिख जाए ना यहाँ पर, लाइक यही एक सेफ जगह थी भाई। और अपने फोर्टनाइट, हाँ भाई खेलूंगा अभी मैं। यार अभी तो इतना पढ़ा है ना मैंने एसएसटी में, कसम से बता रहा हूँ मैं थक गया हूँ अब पढ़ पढ़ के। डाउनलोडेड, अपनी आईडी बता दो, मेरी आईडी amazed-patron है, सेंड कर दो रिक्वेस्ट मेरे को, मैं अभी एक्सेप्ट कर लूंगा। दैट्स प्रीटी हाई। अरे खेल लूंगा यार, क्वेश्चन।
This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is. Since we want to go to the jade
एशियन
chamber,
गेमर
heading
आईडी।
to its
यार मेरे
location on the map
देखो
is
क्या
the
करो।
sensible thing to do.
अरे यार तू चुप है थोड़ा, पाइमॉन चुप रहे, देख देख शांत रहे, मैं बात सुनूंगा, ऐसी बात नहीं। आई एम इग्नोरिंग, नॉट इग्नोरिंग यू। अभी यहाँ पे कोई है जिससे मैं बात करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, प्लीज थोड़ी देर रुकी। यस हाँ तो भाई देखो अभी मैं खोल नहीं सकता। देखो मेरी आईडी है, मैं लिख देता हूँ, लेट्स सी, हाँ AMAZED, सब कुछ छोटा डैश लगाकर PATRON मेरी आईडी है, मैं लिख देता हूँ। अगर किसी को समझ आया तो हेल्प कर दो, ठीक है। हाँ तू बोल।
Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby.
अरे थैंक यू भाई, लिख दिया, कोई तो मेरी बात समझता है। ऑनलाइन गेम, यही एक ऑनलाइन गेम है भाई मैं जो खेल रहा हूँ।
Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the jade chamber.
हाँ देखो क्या है इस गेम में अंदर क्या होता है। इसके अंदर ना रैंक 15 करनी होती है, ज्यादा ग्राइंडिंग नहीं है, 3 से 4 दिन की ग्राइंडिंग है। उसके बाद लाइक बहुत सारी चेस्ट वगैरह खोल लो और बहुत सारी लाइक करो, लाइक क्वेस्ट वगैरह, जितनी भी क्वेस्ट वगैरह कर सकते हो, है ना। और उन वो करके ना जैसे रैंक 16 हो जाओगे, 16 के बाद से तुम मेरे साथ खेल सकते हो, मतलब तुम मेरे को अपने वर्ल्ड में बुला सकते हो, मैं तुम्हारे साथ खेल सकता हूँ, तुम नहीं आ सकते, बस इतना इतना डिफरेंस है। तो ये भी एक ऑनलाइन गेम ही है, पर ये ऑनलाइन गेम तब बनता है व्हेन यू रीच AR16। जैसे मैं अभी 35 हूँ, ठीक है, जिसकी ग्राइंडिंग बहुत मुश्किल है, बट मैं हेल्प कर सकता हूँ ग्राइंडिंग में, तो हो तो मैं आ सकता हूँ।
Yes, this must be the way.
और विंड कैरेक्टर कहाँ से वो खेल, हाँ वाह, ग्रैंड मास्टर जीन मैं बुला रहा हूँ। नहीं नहीं फिशल 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 जी आपकी अभी भाई ज्यादा चौड़ मत, अभी बताता हूँ, एक सेकेंड। Any other game? Smite? स्माइट गेम है एक जो मैं खेल लेता हूँ। एंड मेरे पास कौन से गेम है, जंप फोर्स पड़ा है मेरे पास, फिर GTA, फिर माइनक्राफ्ट तो मैं सर्वर वगैरह पे बहुत खेलता हूँ, फिर और वॉच डॉग्स लीजन मल्टीप्लेयर मोड, रॉकेट लीग, फोर्टनाइट और 2-4 गेम और पड़े हैं, वो मेरे को देखना पड़ेगा, एक सेकंड मैं देख के बता देता हूँ। जितने मेरे पास पड़े हैं ना जो मैं एक्चुअल में खेलता हूँ, कहूँगी मेरी वो अरे यार कहूँगी, हाँ देखो कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी, फिर उसके बाद स्टार वॉर स्क्वाड्रन, ब्रॉलहाला, स्टैंडर्ड डीप नहीं, फोर्टनाइट, GTA 5, FIFA 21, ह्यूमन फॉल फ्लैट, वॉच डॉग्स लीजन, डेस्टिनी, जंप फोर्स, फिर उसके बाद एक और ऐसा गेम है नीड फॉर स्पीड, अनचार्टेड नहीं, टूम रेडर नहीं, कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 का मल्टीप्लेयर मोड, जस्ट कॉज का मल्टीप्लेयर मोड, शैडो ऑफ वॉर मैंने बहुत खेला हुआ है, मिडल अर्थ बट अभी नहीं खेलता, रेड डेड रिडेम्पशन 2, FIFA 20, रॉकेट लीग, फिर स्टार वॉर्स बैटल फ्रंट, फिर इनोवर्स 2, फिर वॉर जोन, अगर इनमें से कोई गेम है तो।
If that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go. Huh? Why? Or... Oh, Paimon gets it! If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves, right? Alright, let's follow your plan. Oh, hang on a moment. Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? No. Paimon... Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong ballista to see if there's another way up nearby.
चलो जी फिशल आए फिशल इसकी बेस्ट
In the
है
name of the princessin.
तू बोल ले यार रोज कुछ बोल तो खाली पड़ा है बिल्कुल आर सीरियस भाई मेरे को इस माउंटेन के थ्रू जाना है देयर एनी अदर वे अरे हाँ पहले उसको लेते हैं फिशल है ना मेरे पास इसको मेरे को देखना है इसकी आंखों पर
Insubordination.
Keep back! I taste blood.
Wait, what? अब ये बंदा इधर आ गया होगा वेरी गुड अब मेरा रास्ता हो गया ब्लॉक अब गवार थोड़ा सा वो भी कर ले शर्म रास्ते में बैठा है चल हे भगवान ना 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 सॉरी 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 बट यू आर एक्चुअली टू स्लो सर अबे देखो बदतमीज बेशरम का इनका बेशरम आता जाता है नहीं अबे नो मौत मुबारक हो ना
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like that? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shame me?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders!
Well, here they come.
भाई क्या समझ
To
रहे
arms! Take the target alive!
Take cover!
वाह anybody has any other death wish अबे
Lithic Triad! Beaten! Who goes there? Attack! Tactical! Bested!
any other wish
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Coaching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They...
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go?
We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qi.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect...
Wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night. I came here to These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding.
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery.
That was... Eh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea what...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit. I'll say it like it is.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the...
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is... Either way, Rex Lapis is dead. How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for...
Another super...
I'll stop here. Honest, you should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop also is sending to...
Favor? But... Wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of...
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you, you didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide at the Yuehai Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
मैंने कुछ नहीं सुना.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person. So, what should we gift in... Oh, right! Paimon has a feeling that it would... Why don't we go with that for a gift? Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shaka. Let's go gathering...
This guy is just fun.
By royal decree...
These guys are two. Obviously. Actually, we were the one who actually made it. And here we go, unshot.
It looks crystal clear and very delicious. That's the one.
बेनेट जल्दी हील कर यार।
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Or huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone in.
I'm going in!
Done. Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't worry, don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antique. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various
Wait a moment. Actually, we are...
Oh? And what?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the... Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require.
Great! Paimon's sugar frosted slime now comes in a beautiful pattern.
मैंने एक एक्स्ट्रा स्वीट फ्लावर ले लिया भाई साहब। और थक गया हूँ एक्चुअली में। लाइक इस क्वेस्ट को करने में ही लाइक बहुत टाइम लगने वाला है। भाई ये बंदा होपलेस है, सही में बंदा होपलेस ही है।
Hey there! A guy called Meng Dan told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your...
Uncle Meng already told me about it. Thank you both for saving. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Meng. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned.
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other...
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to... It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime!
Oh yes, you might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decoration.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
कोई सुनता ही नहीं इसकी बातें। अब मुझे केज की मिल गई, मैं कोई भी मैं बन गया हूँ अब। आई एम नाउ अ प्रोफेशनल चाबी खोलने वाला। किसी को भी अगर मदद चाहिए तो बता देना। आई गिव फ्री 1 फ्री सर्विस एंड एंड आपको जितने भी अगर कोई भी चीज चाहिए तो बता देना, मैं आपको जितने भी चीजें हैं वो सारी की सारी पैक कराकर 50% जीएसटी लगाऊंगा एंड 200% पैसा लगाकर आपको हर चीज फ्री मिल जाएगी। सही में अरे भाई इसमें ऐसी क्या हंसने की बात है, सही बता रहा हूँ मैं, मेरे को अपना प्रॉफिट नहीं चाहिए। सही में मुझे खुद का प्रॉफिट नहीं चाहिए क्या भाई, मैंने तो ऐसे ही बना लिया 800। अगर कुछ YouTube से नहीं आ रहा तो कुछ ऐसे ही कमा लूं तो क्या चाह रहा है मेरा। कि जो घर के ताले वगैरह खुलाने मुझे बता देना, मैं खोल दूंगा। खुदा भाई ये किसने बनाया मेरे लिए?
According to Kuching, this is what... Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
हैं?
Yes. How many would you...
It's not convenient to speak of no...
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guest?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on?
पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है, मतलब एक स्टेयर से बंदा पूरा चढ़ गया ऊपर की तरफ। दैट्स गुड, सच एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी।
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun.
It's Ningo. Since this is our first meeting...
Oh, for me. You have my thanks.
Oh no, it's nothing.
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue.
नहीं, एक चीज मैं बताता हूँ, रुको रुको रुको, मैं एक सही चीज बताऊँ। मेरे पास फोटो पड़ी है जहाँ की, जो इतनी ऊपर है ना, तुम भाई साहब समझ नहीं सकते, इससे 10 गुना ऊपर हो सकता है। वो बकवास करते हैं, याद नहीं पाइमोन को यार, हद है।
I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu.
Wait! Was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista.
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time.
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
मैंने सोचा था इधर मेरे को पैसा मिलेगा, मैं अंदर भी नहीं जा सकता, तो जरा पूरे अच्छे से मजे लूंगा मैं। ओए फिशल आजा, तेरे को दिखाते हैं, आजा फिशल। लेट्स सी, आजा फिशल, आजा, चल 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 चल, बर्ड वन और ऊपर चल, 1 2 3।
Oz, reveal thyself.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
यार ये तो कुछ भी नहीं हुआ। अबे क्या आवाज निकाल रही है ये कसम से। नी ओ शी। अबे इधर जापानीज कॉन्चिंग में नहीं है भाई साहब। शी नी, ये कहाँ से कॉन्चिंग में आ गया भाई जापानीज की? ईच नहीं होता भाई वो, ईच नहीं 2 3। ये क्या है भाई, ये क्या है, ये क्या बनती है? मैं फ्रेंच पढ़ता हूँ, जापानीज नहीं पढ़ता, बट स्टिल आती है काउंटिंग। देख रहे हो, टैलेंट होना चाहिए इसके लिए। I can't enter this way. आ जा भाई।
Terra smash.
Terror smash। नहीं, ये भी काफी नहीं है।
Terra smash.
Here we go. Now it's time to take a photo. We are higher up, but not that higher up. Anyway, let's see if I can actually go here. ये कैसे रहती होगी या चढ़ती होगी ऊपर, मुझे नहीं पता। जितना मुझे पता है that's हाय भगवान, मैं कैसे चढ़ूं ऊपर अब? That's going to be a pretty hard thing. What the heck is that? No, that's impossible. Okay. इधर से अभी मैं नीचे गिना ना, मेरे ऊपर आने का कोई केस भी नहीं है। तो चल भाई बात कर। ये कहाँ से मरने की कोशिश कर रही है? धक्का दे दूं क्या मैं इसको?
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the Seven.
152 से 124 जो ये जो है ना, ये ग्लिच की वजह से हुआ है। मैं मानता नहीं हूँ कि इतना गंदा ग्लिच कहाँ से लाए हो यूट्यूब पर। जब भी मेरे 131 होते वैसे वो नीचे खत्म।
Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis. And not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the Seven changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue. But the Order of the Seven will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former... That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back.
Who's this enemy you're talking?
What do you think, Traveler?
Huh? What are you two?
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete. So please, this way.
मैं अंदर जा रहा हूँ। मैं उधर जा रहा हूँ जहाँ पे मेरे को जाना चाहिए। Here we go, we are in. मेरी हाइस्ट होने वाली शुरू। हाइस्ट फॉर मैं हाइस्ट करने वाला हूँ इसके अंदर। मेरा हो गया। I am doing this heist.
Wow, me.
जितना पैसा है, जितना भी सब
I've
कुछ है, सब
never
कुछ मैंने
seen such a fancy place before.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if...
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Ooh, isn't this...
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets, but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching...
What the heck is this question भाई, मेरे को समझ भी नहीं आ रहा। ऑर्थोडॉक्सी, ये ऑर्थोडॉक्सी क्या होता है भाई? एक सेकंड जरा हम जरा सर्च करें ऑर्थोडॉक्सी जरा, ये गूगल पर क्या है ये वाला। देखिए जरा, ऑर्थोडॉक्सी, देखिए जरा, ऑथराइज्ड और जनरली एक्सेप्टेड थ्योरी, द होल कम्युनिटी ऑफ जॉयस एंड हेट्रोडॉक्सी, heterodoxy, Heteraro, देखिए जरा हेट्रोडॉक्सी क्या है। ये वाला करके देखे क्या होने वाला है।
You'd pick Kuching? I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power. Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomat. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
It's all right. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! Let's see. One of the sheets on that wall! Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab one, the biggest one.
Are you serious? Are you serious, Paimon? यार ये क्या? Are you seriously?
Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the... La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure. This piece of paper shows that a Chising spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the sigil of... Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the sigil of permission? Paimon wonders... Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the sigil of permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out. Oh, you really... Well, oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for... Anyway, before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out...
Are you serious, Paimon? I'm like... What the heck, यार? भाई मुझे रोना आ गया। मुझे सबसे पहले सबसे ऊपर जाना है भाई साहब, बहुत हो गया कांड। मेरा कटोरा कहाँ है? नहीं मेरे को सबसे ऊपर जाना है। अबे कैसा सा है? हल्के क्या है? हट हट। यार literally too disgusting यार, too disgusting. What the heck are you doing? भाई दो से 3 मिनट का डिफरेंस है भाई साहब, 2 से 3 मिनट का मेरी लाइव स्ट्रीम और उसमें ना। देख अगर मैं हो गया तो मैं फिर आ नहीं सकता इधर ऊपर। वैसे व्हाई एम आई इवन बॉदरिंग? मैं नो दैट। just go do this. कुछ तो मेरे लास्ट वाली स्ट्रीम पे कुछ ज़्यादा ही व्यूज़ आ गए जितना मैंने सोचा था एक्चुअली में। लाइक बहुत ज़्यादा है 11 व्यूज़ ना एक मेरी गेंशिन की स्ट्रीम के लिए। तो ज़्यादा कोई देखता नहीं मेरी गेंशिन की स्ट्रीम मेरे अलावा। मैं बहुत देखता हूँ अपनी स्ट्रीम्स को, मतलब माइनक्राफ्ट की सबसे ज़्यादा देखता हूँ मैं, ठीक है ना। अब क्यों देखता हूँ उसका रीज़न ये है क्योंकि मेरी सबसे ज़्यादा गंदी आदत है, मैं शिफ्ट बोलता हूँ क्राउच को। नाइस, तो क्राउच बोलने की आदत ही नहीं है हमारे को, तो सिर्फ शिफ्ट बोलने की आदत है। ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज देखा माइनक्राफ्ट सीख के देखा है, आई मीन देख के सीखा है माइनक्राफ्ट। अब जितने माइनक्राफ्ट प्लेयर है सारे के सारे वो खेलते किस पर? अपने प्यारी प्यारी लैपटॉप पर या डेस्कटॉप पर या फिर कंप्यूटर अच्छा खासा।
I will end you.
मुझे क्यों रखा हुआ है अंदर पे? No, I don't kind of feel good about this thing. I'd say that. तो मेरा भी 7000 के आसपास कोई डैमेज, क्रिट डैमेज है। और अगर विश्वास नहीं तो मैं दिखा देता हूँ, 7000 से ज़्यादा ही है मेरा। Deal over 5000 crit damage. Deal over 9000 crit damage. How is this? 9000 crit damage. You can't believe it. But I believe it. भाई साहब। Thanks, bro. अरे यार क्या करे यार, लेवल अप भी तो बहुत है ना, मेरा लेवल भी बहुत है अब। ऑफिशियल
We may leave at any time.
बहन जी कहाँ निकलना है आपको? जाना है तो मैं छोड़ देता हूँ आपको। जाना है तो मैं छोड़ देता हूँ, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। ये पता नहीं है क्या, बट ये वाटर वाला है। Actually, sorry, you are actually very weak to start with. Don't really care.
Shouldn't get careless.
ये क्या था भाई? हेलो? अबे क्या हो गया भाई इसको? हाँ भाई पता है क्या होगा? वो जो फटुई जो कूदता है ना, मैं जीन यूज कर रहा था, पता है मैंने क्या किया? वो जैसी कूदा ना वैसी मैंने उसको पकड़ लिया। वो बंदा पता है उल्टी, पता नहीं ऐसे, पता है कौन सा आसन में बैठा हुआ था, है ना? फिर जब मैंने उसको फेंका वो किसी डब्बे पे उसी आसन पे बैठा हुआ। जब तक मैंने उसका 3-4 शॉट नहीं मारे ना जब तक, तब तक वो बंदा मरा ही नहीं। तब तक वो बंदा उस पोजीशन से उठा ही नहीं, अटक गया वो। मतलब भाई हाँ और क्या, निंगवान के घर पे गया था अभी। चलो अच्छा हुआ झाड़ू पोछा नहीं लगवाया उसका, अच्छा है झाड़ू पोछा नहीं लगवाया। फिशल 60 हो गई और उसका डैमेज अभी 800 जाएगा। हैं? नहीं कर लिया, उसका तो फुल है। अरे इवेंट भाई साहब मैं नहीं कर रहा, बहुत कांड है। पता है इवेंट में क्या हो गया? वो जो आइलैंड है ना, वो किसी और आइलैंड के ऊपर है भाई साहब। तुमने उस बॉस को देखा क्या, डोडो को बॉस? हाँ तो धीरे धीरे होगा वो तो। पता है वो जो डोडो बॉस है ना, उसी को जो मार के मिलेगा ना, वो दूसरी वाली करेंसी है। जो दूसरी करेंसी मिल रही है ना शॉप पर, वो उससे मिलेगी। हाँ वो उससे मिलेगी। अब बस पता है हमारे बहुत ज्यादा जानकार हैं। मेरा सीधा कांटेक्ट ना गेंशिन के डेवलपर्स के साथ जाता है, सीधा कांटेक्ट। अच्छा मैंने बोल दिया, मैंने सबको बोल दिया, एडवर्टाइजमेंट कर दिया है। पता किसका? अरे कौन देगा अभी, मेरे को एक मिला था $1000 के लिए। अबे यार क्या पता फेक हो। बंदे ने नंबर वगैरह तो दिया था, पर मेरे को पता नहीं ऐसा क्यों लगा कि फ्रॉड है। मैंने बहुत लोगों से पूछा भी, मैं बोला भाई फ्रॉड है। 1000 से पहले कौन करेगा मेरे को एडवर्टाइज। तो 1000 के बारे छोड़ना होता है। हाँ तुम लोग आ जाओ, आ जाओ, किसी को खेलना है? आ जाओ बैडमिंटन। अच्छा तू पहले।
By royal decree.
आजा।
No rest for the wicked.
आजा। मैं लिटिल फिशर के साथ खेल रहा हूँ। मैं फिशर के साथ खेल रहा हूँ, इनको नचवा रहा हूँ। आजा। ये 1 ऐसे खेलते रहो किसी ना किसी दिन। सही था। अरे मैं वो इलेक्ट्रिक है ना, इलेक्ट्रिक और फायर का ओवरलोड होता है ना स्लाइम के साथ। मैं वाला गेम खेल रहा था स्लाइम्स के साथ। जिसने पहले मुझे छुआ वो जीत गया। मैंने किसी को छूने ही नहीं दिया। बैट एंड बॉल क्रिकेट खेलते खेलते आउट हो गए वो लोग। 3-4 मिनट भाई साहब, 3-4 मिनट आगे है यार ये, लाइक मेरी स्ट्रीम। 1 सेकंड गाइस, जरा मैं देखो कितनी पीछे से शुरू। अच्छा 57 और अच्छा ये नियर होता है, बहुत नियर होता है बहुत ज्यादा। वही तो मैं देखूँ ना अपनी स्ट्रीम पर ही क्या चल रहा था। तू भी आजा भाई। अरे यार पता है जो हंटर है ना, मैं उसकी आंख पे मार रहा था, वो फ्रीज ही नहीं हो रहा था, पता नहीं। अरे तो 2 बार ही मारा है। नहीं हुआ यार मेरे से। ये वाला तो हो गया। अरे क्या कर रही हो भाई? कर उसको मार, इलेक्ट्रिक मार उसको। अबे विलेजर क्यों बन गए इतना? हाँ क्यों कर रहे हो तुम? मैं सोचू भाई तुम ये क्या कर रहे हो? पता मैंने 9000 का क्रिट डैमेज दिया है। 9045 का क्रिट डैमेज देने लग गया हूं मैं अब। क्या क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? पता आज मैंने बहुत लिखा है, कसम से बता रहा हूं मैं, बहुत कुछ।
Right on time. I myself only arrived Did you enjoy your visit to the...
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you...
She's super rich and so generous. Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuhang is more trustworthy than her.
Oh, so you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the adept...
No respect for the devang. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No order. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her.
मेरे को ये चीज बताओ, ये हवा में कैसे लटक रही है जेड चेम्बर? कोई मुझे बताएगा? ग्रेविटी, तुम्हारे अंदर ग्रेविटी नाम का चीज नहीं है क्या? गेम वालों कुछ तो चीज बनाओ, कुछ तो चीज लगाओ, कुछ तो ग्रेविटी, कुछ तो रिस्पेक्ट रखो साइंस के लिए। माइनक्राफ्ट में तो मान सकता हूँ कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं है साइंस के लिए, उतना तो मान भी सकता हूँ। तुम तो रख लो भाई, वो तो ब्लॉक के ऊपर है, तुम्हारे तो चलो दिखता भी असली हिसाब से। क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise.
पता होने वाला है मेरे को मिलने वाला है पॉट, मेरा कटोरा मिलने वाला है मेरे को खुद का, जिसको मैं घर बना के रहने वाला हूँ।
No matter what they may be planned.
पता है एक चीज बताऊँ, पर चाहे मैं तुम्हारा वर्ल्ड वो नहीं कर सकता, बट मैं तुम्हारा जो पॉट है ना उसको देख सकता हूँ, मतलब उसके अंदर आ सकता हूँ देखने के लिए। पता है? हाँ मैं भेजूंगा जरूर, अभी भेज दूंगा यार थोड़ी देर में।
No. Those Dihua Marsh used to be before the archive. Of
course, there are some
kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city.
Pot.
Wild glaze lilies have the strong, but I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them.
Sing?
So how good is your singing? Really?
We'll only know once he's...
मजाक कर रहे हो? अबे और गवार इतने छोटा होकर इतना सब कुछ ले रहा है, कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं है क्या? इतनी छोटी सी चीज के अंदर यार कोई उसको नहीं, मतलब इतना महंगा कैसे हो सकता है? क्लियर। बारबरा की गाना गा रहा है।
These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is this because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue?
Get out of here! Take cover! Oz, reveal thyself! Wings of darkness! Come, sever night from day.
हाँ बोलो यार।
Get out of here.
अरे अभी 1 घंटा हुआ है बस मेरे को।
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these.
Well, that's nice and...
Unfortunately, no.
That's so late. Excuse me.
Ma'am, who are you now? Ganyu?
Are you searching for glaze lily?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
एक चीज सुनो देखो, जब ये बोलती है तब इसके ऊपर नाम दिखता है, तो मेरे को क्यों रिमेम्बर नहीं होगा इसका नाम? जब मेरे को इसके ऊपर इसका नाम दिख रहा है।
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little... She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this?
Huh? As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality.
ये Adeptus है?
Huh? Did you just...
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued the... Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies?
तभी तो इसके सर पे वो लगे हैं ना, क्योंकि थोड़ी सी वो है ना, इसके सर पर आधी बकरी है, फिर ये मैं बोलूं तो सांड या बकरी.
I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here, you may have it if you wish.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lip?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies...
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in... Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time.
वो तो बेस्ट सबसे ज़्यादा बेस्ट स्कीली लगती है. माउंटेन दिखा. अरे मेरे रास्ते में एक माउंटेन है, क्या करे? अरे आइडिया, चलो इसको उड़ा देते. फेंक दिया बॉम्ब, खत्म. सीधा सीधा निकलो. अच्छा मेरे को अभी समझ आया, वो जो रेजर वाली क्वेस्ट थी ना, जिसके अंदर एक रेड कलर की लड़की की बात कर रहा था, वो यही क्ली है. मैं पक्का बता सकता हूँ, क्योंकि और कोई बूम धमाका करती नहीं है.
So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself.
Wow. See? Xiangli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
यार ये कितना लंबा है, मेरे को कुछ दे नहीं सकते क्या ये लोग? भाई मेरी हेल्थ पता बेस्ट हीलर है मेरा बेनेट. मुझे लगा बहुत गरीब हो तुम। हाँ तो मेरे को लग गया था कि तुम बहुत ज्यादा गरीब हो। वो भी बात है, गरीब तो तुम हो ही। मुझे तो अजीब सा लगता है जब तुम किसी को गरीब बोलते हो। मतलब वो गरीब है जिसके पास एक PS4 पड़ा है। मतलब भाई 32,000 की चीज अलग गरीब है। क्यों 32 का नहीं होता? तो पता मेरे को 1 सेकंड के लिए ना हिलीचार वो बॉम्ब लग गए थे यार। पता मेरे को बड़ा गंदा गुस्सा आ रहा है। मैं पता आराम से पहुंच जाऊंगा, जो एबिस है ना उस पे 7th उस पर मेरे करेक्टर जो दूसरी साइड वाले करेक्टर्स है ना उनका लेवल कम है, इस वजह से मैं नहीं पहुंच सकता। नहीं तो कम से कम मैं 6 तक तो पहुंच ही जाऊंगा बिना कुछ करे, आराम से 6 तक। पर नहीं, भगवान चाहते ही नहीं है। भगवान चाहते हैं कि 2 के साथ खेलो, नहीं तो घर जाओ वापस। वाह 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 मोदी जी वाह। पता मैंने 67 मीटर वाले रास्ते को 500 मीटर वाले रास्ते में कन्वर्ट कर दिया, क्योंकि मैं पहाड़ पे चढ़ने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। क्या बोल रहा हूँ भाई मैं? 67 मीटर वाली चीज को 500 मीटर में कैसे कन्वर्ट करे? शॉर्ट गाइड बाय शैनर। पता मेरे पास 1000 होने वाले सिजल्स। मैं कुछ करता ही नहीं हूँ, पता नहीं जियो सिजल्स का क्या खरीदूं। वही तो बात है ना, पैसे ही वेस्ट होंगे। जब जरूरत है तब मेरे पास बचेंगे नहीं सिजल्स। नहीं बहुत सारे वो प्रोटोटाइप खरीद सकते हो ना। मैं भी भाई क्या खरीद, सिर्फ पैसे खरीद सकते हो तुम उससे। क्या भाई क्या नहीं हुआ तेरे साथ ऐसा? सामने बोली why isn't it happened yet? भाई क्या नहीं हुआ मेरे को तो बताओ, मैं कर देता हूँ। क्या नहीं हुआ? क्या खेल रहे हो? वो खेल रहे हो क्या? स्टोरी? कोई स्टोरी खरीद रहे हो क्या? खींच रहे हो, कर रहे हो क्या? हैंग आउट मिशन? तो किस चीज की फोटो खींच रहे हो? अच्छा पता मैंने आज के वो भी नहीं किए कमीशन। मैं 2 कर लूं तो मेरे को की मिल जाएगी, एक चाबी। पर हम ज्यादा बिजी, क्या करें। कटोरा सिर्फ एक चाय की पत्ती के लिए मैं कर रहा हूँ सब कुछ। चाय के उसके लिए, पतीले के लिए। सिर्फ एक चाय के उसके लिए मैं ये सब कर रहा हूँ। बता तो क्या दिन आ गए हैं। इतना इम्पोर्टेंट है कि चाय से ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट वही हो रहा है यहाँ पर। तू मत खींच फोटो, बवाल मचा देगा फोटो खींच कर। ये भगवान, पता कितना लंबा वाला रास्ता निकाला है मैंने। इतना लंबा रास्ता निकाला है कि मेरे को खुद नहीं पता वो कितना लंबा रास्ता है। मैं आ रहा हूं। हीली चल को बेटा प्रीमियम चेस्ट लेके बैठा हुआ है।
here! Out of the way!
हो बाय बाय। प्रीशियस चेस्ट लेके बैठा हुआ है बंदा, बताओ तो मेरे को बिना बताए, मेरे से बिना पूछे ये बंदा प्रीमियम चेस्ट कैसे लेके बैठ गया। प्रेशियस चेस्ट, सॉरी माफ करना, थोड़ी गलती में उधर इधर निकल जाते गुस्से से। भाई इधर कितने सारे स्टार्स होते हैं बताओ तो। मैंने अभी तक मुश्किल से 4 स्टार देखे एक साथ अपने पूरे वर्ल्ड में। इनको पता नहीं हजारों दिख रहे हैं मेरे को, ऊपर से ही देखो हजारों हैं पूरे, मैं काउंट भी नहीं कर सकता, इतने सारे दिखते हैं मेरे को गेंशिन में। ओवर वर्ल्ड में कुछ नहीं दिखते मेरे को। हाँ यहाँ में मुश्किल से 4 भी मिल जाए ना, वो भी बहुत बड़ी कॉम्पिटिशन होता है, क्योंकि मिलते ही थे मुश्किल से। और क्या भाई, मुश्किल से 4 मिलते हैं। चार 5 कभी कभी एक, कभी 2, एक भी दिख जाए ना तब भी बड़ी खुशी होती है कि अरे वाह एक दिख रहा, क्योंकि उससे ज्यादा दिखने की औकात ही नहीं है। ये आकाश नाम की चीज भी भाई कुछ वो बोलता है।
You're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rash.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts at the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your soul? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment.
अब ये Master Hu कौन है? हूटाओ?
Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler.
अबे ज़ोंगली गायब हो गया एकदम से.
Quite the double-edged sword.
मेरे सामने से ज़ोंगली गायब हो गया. ज़ोंगली लापता हो गया है. 300 बिलियन मोरा अगर कोई ढूंढेगा उसको रिवॉर्ड नहीं दे, उसको रिवॉर्ड देना पड़ेगा हमको, जो भी ढूंढ के लाएगा. 300 बिलियन की है.
So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him? Where would he go at a time like this?
Child से ना याद पता चल गया था मेरे को. There only one place he would go. मुझे पता चल गया. अबे किधर का वो अनलॉक हो गया. एक सेकंड जरा. भाई मैं एक दिन में 3000 एक्सपी कैसे पहुंच गया? कोई बताएगा क्या चल रहा है मेरी जिंदगी में? सही में क्या चल रहा है ये? अब तो बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल होने वाला है यार एक्सपी ना। अब मैं बिल्कुल अब मैं कल की तरह ग्राइंडिंग करने नहीं वाला। सही बता रहा हूँ मैं बिल्कुल नहीं करने वाला कल की तरह ग्राइंडिंग अब। और उसका एक ही रीजन है, मेरा एक फ्रेंड है यूट्यूब पर, उसके 1000 होने वाले हैं, है ना? हाँ हाँ, उसके भाई साहब वो बंदा ना हर 4 से 5 घंटे के अंदर एक वीडियो डालता है। व्यू ज्यादा नहीं आते इस वजह से, उसके सिर्फ 100 या ऐसे आते हैं, 80 33 आसपास ऐसे ही। चाइल्ड तो वीक होने वाला है अगर मेरे कैरेक्टर में देखो मेरे, क्योंकि रेजर का डैमेज बहुत ज्यादा है। क्रिट डैमेज भाई साहब 9000 दे चुका है वो, तो उसके लिए बहुत ज्यादा इजी होने वाला है। चाइल्ड के 2 फॉर्म में हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि अगर वो बंदा बो यूज कर सकते हैं तो बो और वो दोनों यूज करेगा आई थिंक, पता है मेरे को। यार तुम स्पॉइलर दे देते ना, वही तो प्रॉब्लम है इस वजह से। मुझे पता है वो पर्पल कलर का होता है, उसकी एक बड़ी सी स्वॉर्ड हो जाती है पर्पल कलर की, वो उड़ सकता है, उड़ने सा हो जाता है, ग्राउंड पे ओवर करता है, चलता नहीं है वो, है ना? देखा, मेरे को पता है। तुमने क्या मेरे को ऐसे ही सोचा हुआ है? पूरी जानकारी रख के रखता हूँ मैं पहले से। तो कहाँ ले आए मेरे को वर्ल्ड के एंड में पूरे? मैंने तो सिर्फ एक ही देखा है जो पंजाब में है। ये क्या है? यार मेरे को भी दान दे दो कुछ, 1.5 बिलियन। ज्यादा थोड़ा ना होगा अगर मोरा से बना है तो। मेरा तो पता क्या प्लान है ना, मैं ना लाइक एक बहुत सारे मोड्स वगैरह अगर खेलूं तो।
This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't know it. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look. Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream. Oh, right. It's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure...
यार कुछ मेरे को भी दे दो यार। इतने मोरा का क्या करोगे तुम? इतने मोरा का करोगे क्या? मुझे भी कुछ दे दो।
fulfilled your task as guides. So why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
Child, obviously, yaar.
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted? Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away...
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could... When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes. But as for me...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
किसने तेरा नाम रखा है चाइल्ड? पता अगर कोई सोचे ना चाइल्ड, कसम से मेरे को ऐसा लगता है किसके बेटे की बात चल रही भाई यहाँ पर.
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway. Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you.
Sir, देखिए, you are going to be weak because I have a razor here.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. You've made some progress. Not bad. You've got a trick. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Everybody stand back!
I taste blood. All you do is run.
Actually, sorry, but you are no match for me anyway. Obviously, इसको क्या लग रहा था?
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
यार ये बंदा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी और फायर आई मीन वाटर कैसे यूज कर सकता है गवार? इलेक्ट्रिसिटी और वाटर दोनों यूज कर रहा है, बताओ तो हद है. तार तक लिया. तार ता गलिया. तार तो गलिया. तार की गलिया. पता नहीं किसकी गलियां हैं ये. किसकी गली में रहता है बंदा? किसकी गली में रहता है बंदा? मुझे ये नहीं पता.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now!
अबे गवार, अबे मेरे टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे. मेरी एबिलिटी का टाइम नहीं है ज्यादा.
We didn't take it!
भाई मेरी एबिलिटी का टाइम है कुछ। देखो 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 गवार मेरी एबिलिटी का टाइम है और मेरा टाइम वेस्ट कर रहा है, बताओ तो।
As you wish, main Fräulein.
I summon thee.
Main Fräulein.
ये बंदा इजी है बस थोड़ा सा, ये बहुत ज्यादा इजी है तारता गलिया। अब तो ये बहुत इजी है, अब मेरे पास बैरियर है, अब भाई तू कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मेरे पास बैरियर है अब। गवार मेरा बैरियर है अब। ओ भाई ये बंदा बस खत्म भाई, अब मैं खत्म हूँ।
Die here.
This is
यार
just my luck.
हो मेरे पास कुछ खाने को है। चलो भाई सनिस्ता भी पड़ा है, सब पड़ा है, खा रहे इधर जितना खाना है बस। अब कुछ ज्यादा डैमेज नहीं दे रहा, बहुत ज्यादा डैमेज दे रहा है बंदा। बहुत गंदा डैमेज दे रहा है बंदा।
Terra smash. I taste blood.
बताओ तो खत्म भाई तू। ये बंदा क्या सोच रहा था, एक सेकंड जरा, तू सोच भी क्या रहा था मेरे को लेने से पहले, क्या सोच रहा था बे तू, हैं?
Look, child's back to normal.
Well then, time to... It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it...
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your... But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, in fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean...
क्या?
Yes, it appears
मर
so.
चुका वो गवार।
It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of
मैं बताता हूँ मैंने क्या किया। ये बंदे ने ना मेरे हीलर को मार दिया सबसे पहले। अगर एक शॉट ये बंदा खा लेता तो क्या जा रहा था इसका? वहां पे सिर्फ इसको एक शॉट खाना था और कुछ नहीं खाना था इसको, पर नहीं, तारता गलिया।
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their
अबे तू ये चाइल्ड
vegetables
उनमें से एक चिल्ड्रन में से किसकी चिल्ड्रन की बात कर रहा है? तू एक चाइल्ड है।
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone fort.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing—
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
वाह, भाई इतने कहां से सिगल, इतने सारे सिगल और परमिशन इसके आसपास हैं.
Those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time.
गवार मेरा सिर्फ 2 कैरेक्टर बचे हैं और एक फिशल है जिसकी हेल्थ बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. उससे क्या करेगा तू?
Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principle. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more.
अगर अभी मेरे से फाइट करेगा ना तू, मैं कसम बता रहा हूं 2 थप्पड़ मार दे मैंने इसको आज. अगर एक और फाइट करी ना इसने मेरे से. अरे यार अभी साइलेंट के पास आ गया. क्या बनती हैं ये? वाह वाह वाह.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Are you serious? अब ये कौन गवार है? ये कौन सा गवार है अब?
Paimon's exhausted.
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है क्या?
If we hadn't happened to see the jade chamber flying
भाई ये
over
क्या
here,
गवारपंथी है? इतना बड़ा सांप कहाँ से आ गया ये?
do we make it in time? Is the overlord of the vortex still in?
What are you doing?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend? Just seeing this overlord of the vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets—
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessary.
What? Wait, all of you are—
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qi-Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hand. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thought.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Hello. भाई मैं तो मूवी देख रहा हूँ यहाँ पर है. अरे वाह वाह तालियां. वेरी गुड. ऐसे ही करते रहो. पता है इसको जितने अच्छे दिखा रहे हैं ना ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे लेजेंडरी कैरेक्टर है ये. ये निंगवान. पता है ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे लेजेंडरी कैरेक्टर है ये. केचप मस्त है ये. बड़ी मस्त. बहुत सही है केचप. ये केचप बहुत ही मस्त है मैं बता रहा हूँ. इससे ज्यादा मस्त कोई नहीं होने वाला. कहाँ है ये?
Let's go help too.
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia.
हट शो.
Let one see what you are made of then.
What
strength remains within you. One wishes to witness.
अबे मैं तो वन शॉट दिया इसको. और कोई गवार. And anyone? अबे तो अपने आप ही मर रहे हैं. ये तो अपने आप ही मर रहे हैं. अब एक और भाई कहाँ है? और ये रहे आगे. अब कुछ ज्यादा क्रिट रेट नहीं है इसकी. मैं वन शॉट दे रहा हूँ इसको. अभी तक जिंदा है ये. कहाँ है और कहाँ है एनिमीज? और बताओ भाई टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We kill them!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Cars. Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
अबे यार ये लोग कितने हैं? कोई शर्म नहीं आता है क्या? अब कितने हो यार तुम? Overpowered feeling आ रही है.
Blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
हाय हाय यार कितना डैमेज देता है मेरे को.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
अब कुछ ज्यादा तेज आ गया। अरे 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 भाई कितना, अरे सर थोड़ा शर्म करो, हम बच्चे, इतना डैमेज मत दो हमको। अरे 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 भाई कितना, अबे कितनी कैनन है इस बंदे के पास।
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
I guess this is it. We're not going anywhere.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
अरे यार ये कितने हैं भाई, एक की तो 46 हेल्थ हो गई है। भाई एक की तो 46% हेल्थ हो गई। अरे यार कोई रिस्पेक्ट ही नहीं है।
The Patui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades. Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
मेरा डैमेज वैसे ही बहुत ज्यादा है, एक चीज बताओ, मेरा डैमेज वैसे ही बहुत ज्यादा है। 10 सेकंड बचे हैं सिर्फ, हो गया मेरा काम खत्म। अरे केचप ने कुछ भी नहीं किया, मेरे सामने कुछ भी नहीं कर रही थी केचप ने। कुछ भी नहीं कर रही मेरे सामने से, मैं ही कर रहा हूँ सब कुछ। केचप कुछ भी नहीं कर रही।
It's working. We just need to keep this up.
Destruction is yours. We keep the peace. This is your end. We are done for this time. You can't take it. The end is yours. Mortal won't survive. The world is भाई मैंने क्या लाइंस बोली है लिटरली, देखिए तुमने क्या बोला मैंने।
Be careful now.
The Guayang ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
मैंने जो वर्ड देखे सुना, जो मैंने वर्ड बोले सही वर्ड थे एक्चुअली में।
Another idea.
कुछ नहीं सुना तुमने?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
मैंने कुछ बोला।
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
तालियां। बूम कबूम खत्म फिनिश। इसे कहते हैं भाई, इसे कहते हैं मूवी। सायोनारा, फिर कभी ना मिलना दोबारा। जेट चेम्बर से मेरे पापा अभी पता मेरा मन कर रहा था अभी ये जो चल रहा था ना इधर मैं वो चलाऊं, मैं ना वो गोकू वाली थीम चलाऊं। अल्ट्रा इंस्टिंक्ट वाली वो जो थीम थी ना भाई साहब। तुमने देखा है ना वाला एपिसोड? मैंने भी देख चुका बस।
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the sigil of permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the overlord of the vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great danger.
Liyue Harbor भाई मॉन्स्टर नाम की कोई चीज नहीं है, वो खत्म नहीं हो सकती इससे।
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room. But with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
ये जो दादी जी हैं, ये भी फिर तो वही हैं, Adeptus.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
मुझे तो लगती है उसने पावर दी तो थी।
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus...
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me.
What?
In the dream?
मुझे नहीं सुनना, मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं सुनना, मेरे को सुनना ही नहीं है।
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
ए मुझे कुछ मत रखना, मैं एक थप्पड़ मारूंगा, रैप्टे मारूंगा, वहीं पे जाके मरेगी पानी में।
Right, that's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the animal Archon sought to...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
किसी ने सोचा था कि इतना ज़्यादा वो बन जाएगा, इतना मस्त बन जाएगा।
See for yourselves.
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to... Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise...
सर
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith when dangerous. Thanks for protecting.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found, and the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has...
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond reckoning. Fair enough. Away we shall.
ये सारे गायब हो जाते हैं.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing?
Yes, I'm saying that.
No idea where Zhang Li's going. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
मेरे कैरेक्टर्स को इन्होंने अच्छा खासा हील कर दिया, पता है? नहीं तो मैं वैसे मैंने खेलना तो रेजर के साथ ही था. मैंने खेला ही रेजर के, मैंने पूरी फाइट रेजर के साथ करी है. मैंने मुश्किल से एक शॉट दिया बेनेट का, एक या दो शॉट, एक हीलिंग का और एक बार ऐसी हीलिंग की वो बनाने के लिए जिससे कि मैं हील कर पाऊँ उसकी एबिलिटी से. नहीं तो मेरे को तो कोई वो भी नहीं था कि मैं यूज करने वाला कोई और कैरेक्टर. पर मेरे को ना सिर्फ दो कैरेक्टर का यूज है और किसी कैरेक्टर का यूज नहीं. अगर मैं सिर्फ एक कैरेक्टर भी रखूँ ना अपनी पार्टी में वो भी चलेगा मेरे को, और वो होने वाले रेजर. क्योंकि वो बंदा एरिया डैमेज भी दे सकता है, वो बंदा दूर का भी डैमेज दे सकता है, वो बंदा कुछ भी कर सकता है. और क्या, ज्यादातर ईलू की तरह नहीं है वो, बट स्टिल ईलू की तरह है नहीं, बट स्टिल.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him where he...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the... Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go...
अब ये नॉर्थलैंडर बैंक में देखो यार, पता है इतना मुश्किल है ये चीजें करना, याद करना. मेरे को अभी तक याद नहीं हुआ ये नॉर्थलैंडर बैंक नाम की चीज है कहाँ. इतना पता है बस वो ऊपर रहती है और कुछ नहीं पता. मैं गलती से ढूंढ लेता हूँ उसको बस, भगवान की वजह से, गलती से. कहाँ है नॉर्थलैंडर बैंक भाई? मेरे को यही नहीं पता कहाँ मिला था मैं चाइल्ड से. अरे ये रहा, मिल गया. पता मैं डोर में चढ़ के मैंने लात मार के मैं अंदर गया हूँ, मुझे ऐसे ही लग रहा है क्योंकि मैं डोर के ऊपर चढ़ गया था। देखे जाना, तुम्हारी चेस्ट पहले फाइंड करते, आ जाओ।
You call this cooperation between...
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of your friends... Hey, it's Zhongli and Chad. It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend. No, don't let her get... You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward.
Paimon knew that we should never have...
अरे यार मेरी वीडियो चल रही है। अरे ये रहा कटोरा, एक कटोरा मेरे को दे दो, मैं उसमें रह लूंगा।
Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually,
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here.
अरे यार ये किसका बेटा है? पूरे टाइम चाइल्ड 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 चाइल्ड।
You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so... What in the world are you talking?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
How sanctimonious. What? So you're... No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think... Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to... Wait, what?
इसके पीछे क्या लटक रहा है?
That I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and..." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself...
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue? Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death
पता है ये अभी इसने child बोला मेरे को लगा उस वाली child की बात कर रही है.
Surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, Yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, These things were all a part of my script. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and
इसके
seek an
पीछे क्या
audience
लटक
with
रहा है यार?
Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
अच्छा किसी कुछ लोग कुछ कैरेक्टर के पीछे कुछ पड़ा भी तो होता है ना, लाइक पीछे गोल गोल सा वो क्या होता है?
Right. As Zhongli always told
अरे पता नहीं कुछ होता है जो अटैक भी करता है.
Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
तो अभी now we met. अब एक मिनट जरा देखे कहाँ है तुम्हारी प्रीमियम चेस्ट, जरा देखें. और प्रीमियम चेस्ट कहाँ है? अरे मिल गई. कुछ ज्यादा ही पैसा नहीं था इसके अंदर. अरे इधर और भी चेस्ट रखी हैं यार, मैं खोल नहीं सकता यार. ये क्या बदतमीजी है, मैं एक भी चेस्ट नहीं खोल सकता. सारा पैसा निकाल लो इधर से चल. अबे चल, अबे इतना यहाँ पे चल. अरे अरे ये नहीं, अंदर घुस अंदर घुस अंदर घुस. यार मैं पहुंच गया था यार. क्या है ये? मैं हाइस्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ नॉर्थ लैंडर ब्लैंक के अंदर. मैं अंदर ही नहीं जा सकता यार इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद भी. नहीं तो मैं तो अभी सारे पैसे निकाल लेता वहां का नॉर्थ. अरे नहीं, उधर पता नहीं बैरियर सा लगा हुआ है. अरे जो वो है ना जहाँ पे, अरे रिसेप्शन नहीं है. हाँ उधर ना एक बैरियर लगा हुआ है हवा का. इधर मैं अंदर घुस नहीं सकता, मैं कुछ भी कर लूं. नहीं तो मैं तो सारा पैसा निकाल लेता.
Today's the day of the rite of parting.
मैंने उठा ली वो तो।
It would be a real shame not to go there.
अगर वो वाली चेस्ट होती ना, कौन सी चेस्ट होती है, लेजेंडरी चेस्ट होती, क्या कहते हैं उसको, लग्जरी चेस्ट, भाई साहब उठा, मेरे को आराम से 1 मिलियन मिलने थे। बहुत सारे नहीं तो बहुत कम थे। 200,000 कुछ होता है क्या? सब बकवास कर रहे यार। जिसके बाद 2 मिलियन पड़े हैं उस बंदे के लिए 200 क्या होने वाला है? 2,300,000। पता इतना बुरा सा लग रहा था मेरे को जब इसने ना, जो ये है ना मेरा मेन कैरेक्टर, जब इसने बारबरा का गाना गाया था, ला डा 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 डा, इतना गंदा लग रहा था। मतलब यार अगर लुमीन गाती तब भी सही रहता।
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like...
अंकल जाओ। एक बंदे का नाम है अंकल जाओ।
I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head. So, there's only one real
Fatui?
Shh.
अंकल जाओ, कोई काम ही नहीं है तुम्हारा, अंकल जाओ, भागो यहाँ से। मेरे को गेज रिली यार बहुत सारे मिल गए। अब मैं इधर ही आने वाला हूँ जियो पर।
Hear ye all, though a dragon soars ageless, gods
अरे यार चुप रहे
and
तू।
rumors and hearsay having been thwarted in his nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
तू चुप रहे यार, निकल यहाँ से।
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's... something feels off. Could the Qixing... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right?
यार मेरे को मेरा घड़ा दिलवा दो, मेरे को और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, टी पॉट और कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए मेरे को टी पॉट के अलावा।
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity,
the long, unending dream of our Archon.
Now that we have awoken from... Will you stand with us as we re-establish...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking the...
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking at...
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient...
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. Name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
भाई मैंने इसकी इतने दिनों के बाद इसकी आवाज सुनी है मेन कैरेक्टर की। मेरे पता क्या मन कर रहा है कि मैं ना मेरी जो मेल करेक्टर है ना उसको फीमेल करेक्टर में चेंज कर लो फिर जाके मैं इसकी आवाज सुन सकता हूँ ईथर की अच्छे से जब आएगा ना तब इसकी बड़ी बड़ी स्पीच में सुन सकता हूँ हाँ उसमें मैं कम से कम इसके बड़े बड़े सेंटेंस तो सुन सकता है ना अरे तो अभी नहीं करूंगा बट कभी तो करूंगा अरे यार कैचअप मेरी बात सुन
If you were looking
Is that the traveler they say defeated the monster? अरे सर मैं आप ही को ढूंढ रहा हूँ कहाँ हो सर आप
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never... And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinya kiosk. Are you sure you can afford...
You're right. I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You
तो Zhongli मर सकता है क्या?
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge. The Archon...
Zhongli मर सकता है क्या?
I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli.
Zhongli मर सकता है क्या?
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and...
I fear that continuing
पर
your
वो
journey may be
वो God है पर वो mortal भी है.
The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis,
Bal.
She too goes by another
यार ये
name.
सबके नाम इतने अजीब से कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? बाल, बाल.
Paimon thinks...
That is the case.
किसके बालों की बात चल रही है?
And since Raiden is also the shogun of the
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt.
Vision Hunt?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hand...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's hot.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally
अबे रुक जा, ये
decided to
कुछ बोल रहा है।
eliminate the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of.
ये बंदा मरा भी हुआ है, ये बंदा बोल भी रहा है, इसका मतलब क्या है मेरे को बिल्कुल भी समझ नहीं आ रहा है। देखो ये बंदा बोल रहा है कि I, हेलो, हाँ ये बंदा बोल रहा है I, who is oldest of the seven, has now passed away. तो तू यहाँ पे जिंदा होकर कर क्या रहा है?
7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an...
Yes, this is indeed... well, I suppose we'll just leave...
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common sense It's a...
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
तेरे से मिलने वाले बाद में जोंगली से खत्म। हाँ आ गया टी पॉट मिल गया मेरे को। मेरा कटोरा आने वाला है मेरे पास। कहाँ है, कहाँ मेरा कटोरा? अरे क्वेस्ट कहाँ है मेरी? वो कटोरे वाली क्वेस्ट कहाँ है मेरी? बताओ कहाँ है? मैं आ रहा हूं मेरे कटोरे, कहीं भाग मत जाइयो। और मेरे को एक अच्छी खासी एडवांसमेंट मिली है एक। I don't really care। अब मेरे पास एक वो है, पता है मैंने इसकी आवाज बहुत कम सुनता हूँ।
To think that the Geo-Archon had signed a contract with the Cryo-Archon. I wonder what the contents of their agreement were.
Paimon doesn't care who you are. Making a deal with the Tsaritsa is super dangerous.
Congratulations, तुम्हारे को ग्लिच हुआ है।
Children, come, come. You were...
Oh, what is it, Granny?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wild. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a... Fortunately, I have not yet... Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illuminate... I will not... The teapot that you entered previously was a lit...
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed,
मुझे जल्दी दे
that's
दे.
enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at!
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the material. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, but almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too.
Yes. I suppose she does count as an adept.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life after.
I'm back, Granny. Oh.
अरे ये रही यानफी. यानफी है ये.
Allow me to do the honors.
मेरे को मत सिखाइए. आंटी जी मेरे को मत समझिए. सॉरी दादी जी मेरे को मत समझाइए. मैं जानता हूँ ये कौन है. ये यानफी है, मेरी टीम में है. मेरे को जानने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है.
I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith.
क्या बोल रहे हो तुम?
You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently, a shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't
मुझे मत बता मैं तेरे से कितनी बार मिल चुका. तू मेरी टीम में भी थी. क्या बकवास कर रही है ये?
Been less embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh yes.
तो illegal problem के क्या करे? Legal के लिए तो तेरे पास आ सकते हैं. Illegal problem हो तो?
Keep it. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost.
All right, Yenfei. All right. Let's get to the business at hand. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time. And then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell. The chasm's been.
Is that so? Yenfei.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no.
Whoa.
Commercial consultancy. Or
Snezhnaya.
Ah, found him.
Found him. मुझे बताओ अगर इलीगल प्रॉब्लम है तो किसके पास जाए? लीगल के लिए तेरे पास आ सकते हैं.
Russell, a Snezhnayan merchant who once came
तुम्हें
to me
पता है?
with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them.
मेरी बहन एक क्रिमिनल बन गई है. उसके केस के लिए मेरे को जाना है. किसके पास जाऊँ मैं?
He mentioned that he was considering, so I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join me?
Wow. Best we be.
मुझे टी पॉट दे दो यार. और कितना घुमाओगे मेरे को? डन 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 डन. बेस्ट गाना लगता है मेरे को डन 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 डन। स्पीड को शो ऑफ करता है ना ये गाना। भाई इतने सारे पब्लिक क्वेस्ट आ रहे मेरे पास। अरे वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट यार, ये कौन कहाँ है कॉमन क्वेस्ट भाई, दिख ही नहीं रही। भाई मैं तो आराम से 36 लेवल पे पहुंच जाऊंगा। सीधा सर पे लैंड करो जो बेच रहा है।
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind. I was
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite. Miss Yanfei, might I...
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hair?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Ms. Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
सही है, you have to go a long way.
In that case.
Oh, of course.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
अभी 1 मिलियन पे हो, किस पे हो, कितने पैसे हैं तुम्हारे पास? हाँ, $4 मिलियन। यार तुम कभी बोलते हो 2 मिलियन, कभी बोलते हो 2.5 मिलियन, कभी बोलते हो 2K, कभी बोलते हो अब 19K। कितने K है तुम्हारे पास? कितनी गारंटी करते हो भाई? ऐसे कौन से पैसों कमाने के तरीके जो मेरे को नहीं पता, तुम्हारे को पता है? एक्सपीरियंस भाई, एक्सपीरियंस। हमारे में सिर्फ 10 लेवल का डिफरेंस है। मैं हर 2 दिन लेवल अप करता हूँ। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू डोंट नो, हर 2 दिन के अंदर मैं 2 लेवल अप कर देता हूँ। तो एक तरीके से मैं तुम्हारी जितनी एक्सपी कमा रहा हूँ।
Yes, that's me. Is there some...
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind
एक दिन में 1 लेवल करता हूँ मैं, कम से कम।
I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right.
तो 2 दिन के अंदर मैं तुम्हारा कर सकता हूँ अगर 14K है तो, क्योंकि मेरी 7,000 के आसपास होती है।
If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders. Just a big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this. That's what the hairpins were for, too. But now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
इस डेजा वू के अंदर कितनी मात्राएं लगा के रखी इन लोगों ने।
Hold on.
Huh?
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Zhiqiao somehow. True.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear. and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossel the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must and given
even higher. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpin.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, whichever way you...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. However much... Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep crossing.
Yes, legally. So hold on a moment, Monsieur.
What did I feel? Well, my family has...
Smooth to the touch. Finest quality jade. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
ये लीगल एडवाइजर मेरे को इलीगल यार कसम से मेरे को एक पतीला क्यों नहीं दे देते तुम वो एक पतीला पता है एक पतीले के पीछे तरह घूम रहा है इससे अच्छा मैं चाय का मैं खरीद लूं
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the...
Mora! Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you.
I have nothing to tag along with you.
It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Is it necessary for me to tag along with you guys? Is it really that much necessary? पता है इतनी इंग्लिश झाड़नी पड़ रही है मेरे को क्योंकि इनको हिंदी तो समझ नहीं आने वाली तो हिंदी से ही काम चला इंग्लिश से ही काम चलो क्या बक रहा हूँ मैं एक पतीले के लिए ये सब करना पड़ रहा है बताओ तो क्या दिन आ गए मेरे एक पतीला था जो अपना रहा तुम्हारा पीसी है क्या मेरा चलता फिरता है बस और कुछ नहीं
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy.
एक सेकंड यार एक बंदा बोले या तो तू यान से तू बोल या फिर तुम बोलो बोलो जिसको पहले बोलना जल्दी बोलो मेरे पास टाइम ना है
If mere mortals come into contact, Mr. Chow, did you at any...
No.
Now that, if I've deduced correctly...
बता तो एक हेयर पिन के पीछे पड़े हैं गवार
We should go Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. and then he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for... It feels like...
These are my formal terms of engagement.
पता मुझे रोना आ रहा है कसम से बता रहा हूँ
I understand.
इनके
No problem.
एक पतीले के
Just
पीछे
sign
भागना
here.
पड़ रहा है मेरे को बताओ तो वो भी चाय के पतीले
And I'll also need your signatures on
पता है यहाँ पे
pages 5, 7, and
200 रुपए का मिल जाएगा यहाँ पे
Finally, if you could just use this
200
ink pad to make a handprint over
200 से 5000 के बीच में एक पतीला मिल जाएगा अच्छा खासा मेरे को
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and...
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage... But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go... Ah, I've got it! If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all...
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is some... Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing service?
A Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel. I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jade. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any
why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
पता है इसके V का मतलब मैं V को बोलो सीधा सीधा बोलो ट्रैवल विद लुक आफ्टर देम कुछ ऐसा बोलो ना कोई देखना तो मुझे ही है ये तो देख के कुछ नहीं करेंगे
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation.
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elements.
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards?
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my... These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them...
Alright, let's focus up.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossel...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them.
मुझे प्लीज एक पतीला दे दो मेरे को और कुछ नहीं चाहिए मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, पता है मेरे को इतना पढ़ना है गवार, तुम्हारी वजह से एक पतीले के पीछे पड़ा हुआ हूँ मैं। सिर्फ एक पतीले के लिए मैं अपनी पढ़ाई सैक्रिफाइस कर रहा हूँ, बताओ तो।
If you could just confirm for me once more.
Yes, that's right.
Then I have no further questions.
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. This document. I wouldn't say this hard evidence. On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Well, that was because lots of people, as you know, but the as such.
So you have.
Yes, well, you sound surprised. Oh, this has again. Well, that's.
अब मेरे को कितना लिखना है, थक गया हूँ मैं। भगवान मेरे से नहीं होने वाला और।
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble. Has a merchant by the name
Crosel. Yes, I remember him. The design this order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be.
Miss Sinksy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called smaragd?
Yes, I'm sure of it. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins.
क्या फर्ज क्या क्या? किसने बोला? कौन आता है इतना पढ़ के? मतलब हाँ मैं मैं मुश्किल से 90 से 99% के बीच में आते हैं मेरे। तुम्हारे?
The inlaid gemstone is.
Thank you, Sinksy.
Sure, it isn't
like
serving much purpose
80 to
here anyway.
99% के बीच में 100 तो जाएगा ही नहीं मेरा, समझ लो। भगवान ने सोच के रखा है कि 100 मेरे को देने ही नहीं है।
I believe we have a weird because once we have
at least मिलते हैं ना, वही तो बात है। क्यों पीछे पड़े हुआ है भगवान मेरे? एक पतीला क्यों नहीं दिला देता मेरे को? मेरी आंखें तो गई गई, अभी मेरे को लिखना ही पड़ेगा। कितने महीने से क्या?
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering her. And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well, not...
No. I'm here this time.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it in the Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals.
पता है जिसके भी फुल आते हैं ना, पता है अगर उसके पता है जिसके फुल आते हैं ना हर बार उसके 90 आ जाए, 100 में से 90 आ जाए, 95 भी आता है, इतनी बुरी तरीके से रोता है यार। हम रो रहे हैं इतनी बुरी तरीके से यार, वो क्यों रो रहा है यार? उसके तो इतने अच्छे आ गए। क्या? वो भी सही बात है, पढ़ता कौन है स्कूल में? हम तो बातें करने जाते हैं दोस्तों से।
It is abundant. I suppose
that is indeed the
no trouble, but
पता मैं तो स्किप करता हूँ सारे सेंटेंसेस। when people say spam, what we spam is X button. Spam X button.
Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
भगवान एक पतीला दे दे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए मेरे को।
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation?
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount.
तुम वाला यूज करने वाले हो ना, इतना खुश हो रहे हो.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her?
Not at all. According to my investigations
एक
and the
second.
material evidence
एक
that we've
second, रुको.
gathered, the substance claimed to be smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, smaragdus nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum to obtain that smaragdus jadeite, and—
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question.
अब मैं किसकी यार किसकी दिखाऊं मैं? बूबू फार्मी वाला दिखाना है ना? बूबू फार्मेसी वाला दिखाना है ना?
If we want to determine whether the ore is genuine, we need to start with evidence from the Jade Mystery. Clearly, you still— This is a processing record from—
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between smaragdus jadeite and smaragdus nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case—
That's an unsubstantiated—
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated.
Ugh. Hard evidence. Something legally binding.
This document proves—
I second Pete. You know—
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown—
Well, hang on a moment now. Because I do— Traveler, would you do the honors?
What?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a— Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of smaragdus jadeite? No idea, you say? I'd get— I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil— However, don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of smaragdus jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you—
Huh? No, I—
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine smaragdus jadeite? Is that— You do understand, Mr. Crossell? Your answer, please. My client and I are—
Camp, he's seriously intimidating right now.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins. But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine— But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I went to That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real smaragdus jadeite and I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off—
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold—
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
Ten times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, According to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to...
20%? That's as much as I spent on that smaragd...
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me. Even if the smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not.
Ms. Juchel...
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead?
What? But I... All right, then. This cursed rock's brought me enough grief as it is.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust...
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go. But what...
Thanks so much for your help this time.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony.
Well
then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no...
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to talk business for a second, if I may. I could see...
अरे यार जल्दी मेरे को पतीला दे दो एक.
Well, that's that. And we've got the smaragdus jadeite that...
Exactly.
The right solution... The objective of my client...
पता है इतना एक्स स्पैम कर रहा हूँ मेरे को तो ऐसा लग रहा है कल मेरा एक्स का बटन टूट जाएगा.
In any case, don't you think that the Leo...
Paimon can think of someone who would...
Well, since we got what we came...
क्या हुआ?
Why did they have to give me that transfer?
हाँ तो क्या कितने तो मेरे को भी तो 10 ही मिलते भाई इसमें ऐसी क्या अच्छी बात है ये क्या बदतमीजी है अरे ऐसे करोगे तो क्या होगा 3 पुल करो सीधा सीधा 10 करो ना पुल तो यार इससे अच्छा तुम मेरे को ही दे देते इतने तो मैं कुछ अच्छा पुल निकाल लेता यार एक एक पुल करोगे तो भाई तुम्हारी तो खत्म है तो 3 स्टार क्या होता है भाई तो फिर तो सही है इसमें क्या फिर इसमें क्या हेल्ड बैक किया भाई तुमने ऐसा क्या तुम्हारा लॉस हुआ है तो सीधा सीधा 10 करते ना अच्छा हाँ फिर उसमें कैसे मिलते इतने सारे वो भी बात है ना वो भी बात तो सही है
You've returned. How did it go?
Well, if we're...
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye. Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teeth.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows. Indeed she is. Liyue has changed. Yanfei. Liyue, all right then.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
Hold it for... Take these blueprints with you as...
Wait a...
Oh.
मेरे पास बहुत सारे ब्लूप्रिंट्स ऑलरेडी हो चुके हैं कौन सा करूं मैं एमरल्ड पीक कूल अजाइल या फ्लोटिंग एबॉर्ड मैं फ्लोटिंग पे जा रहा हूं मैं गया मैं अंदर आ गया पहली बार यस यस मेरा पहला टी पॉट। पतीला तो पतीला, पतीला 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 मेरे पास है तो। ये कौन है मिस्टर?
It seems that we have a It's a huge finch! Excuse, Oh, call me. I suppose you... So you're the little... Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here. You may leave all matters regarding... Your journey may be far, though it is the... Thus, you may now allow... Have you any... As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this... Blueprint? Yes, these just then Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city. I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, this world is not a true one after all. It provides a golden-eyed... I hardly remember myself. Well, let's... If there's...
अरे यार जल्दी मेरे को इधर रहने दो। You can create all kinds of... Okay, समझ आ गया। मैं किधर बनाऊँ? ये दुकान कहाँ पे बनाऊँ मैं? अभी करूँगा। एनिमल मेन बिल्डिंग। $390 मिस। में 390 मेरे पास इतने सारे तो थे यार ब्लूप्रिंट। क्या? हाँ हाँ
लेकिन जब हम कुक करते हैं
हाँ
कोई भी स्पेशल नहीं है।
वो भी बात है। अरे मेरी दुकान यहाँ पे आ गई। मैंने वही रखा है भाई। मैं बहुत सारी चीज बना सकता हूँ। स्पीयर बट कोई फायदा तो है नहीं। मेरे पास अब वो माइनिंग शॉप है। प्लेस फ्रेशिंग प्लीज वेट। यार मेरे पास इतने सारे वो भी तो थे, क्या कहते हैं, इतने सारे टी पॉट थे भाई मेरे पास। अरे टी पॉट नहीं यार, हाँ वो कैसे लेके आऊं मैं जो मेरे पास पड़े हैं। मैंने बस उनके, अरे मैंने उनको ब्लूप्रिंट में कन्वर्ट कर दिया था। अरे मैंने खरीदा भी था यार वो सेटअप में। उससे होगा क्या? कर, कर क्राफ्टिंग का ही नहीं रहा उस पे।
Maybe you...
कुछ तो मिला मेरे को। हाँ अब आ रहा है, अब आ रहा है। अब मैं बना सकता हूँ। मैं सबसे पहले ये बनाता हूँ। भाई 15 घंटे। ये क्या बनती है भाई? ये देखिए रेल में डी पॉट क्या है? ये रैंड डी पॉट क्या है? अच्छा एक सिक्के का, ये सिक्कों का क्या केस है यहाँ पर? अच्छा यहाँ पे चीजें खरीद सकता हूँ मैं, बेंच वगैरह, टिम्बर वॉल वगैरह वगैरह। ये ट्रस्ट रैंक कैसे बचती है, कोई बताएगा मेरे को? अच्छा यार ये, पर अभी मेरे पास एटलीस्ट ब्लैक स्मिथ तो है।
If you ever have any questions about the realm with...
तो मैं इस घर में एंटर हो सकता हूँ? तो इधर मैं सामान प्लेस कर सकता हूँ? ये तो पूरा खाली है। Character in the sense? अच्छा ये तो अच्छा है यार, बड़ा कितना सब कुछ आ गया मेरे पास। पता अगर मैं अभी वो टिम्बर वॉल जेड वो खरीद लेता ना तो मेरे पैसे वेस्ट हो जाते यार। यहाँ पे कितना सब कुछ पड़ा है। चलो सबसे पहले बनाना ही शुरू करते। ओपन एयर वर्कशॉप लियोए कर। तो मेरे पास एक वुल्फ पड़ा तो है, मेरे को बिल्ली की क्या जरूरत है? इतनी क्या कामयाबी छा गई भाई तुम्हारे अंदर? कितनी जल्दी खत्म होती है तुम्हारी मोरा। अरे यार टू ट्रायर कैंडल्स। इस शैंडलियर को कैसे प्लेस करते हैं? मैं कंपेनियन के लिए रूम बना सकता हूँ सही में। कर सकता हूँ मैं अभी। भाई क्या है? धांग के खलाकर ढंग, अच्छा ढंग के गेम। अबे ये वो भाई अभी यार क्या यार, कुछ लोग गलत समझ रहे हैं इस गेम को। लोग समझ रहे हैं इसके अंदर से बनाना होता। भाई ये फाइटिंग गेम है, बस मैं अभी अपना घर सेटअप कर रहा हूँ इसमें। जिसमें दुनिया भर की ग्राइंडिंग लग जाती है। पता है 2 महीने से ग्राइंडिंग कर रहा हूँ मैं इसे पतीले के लिए। अरे वो तो भाई साहब वो तो बच्चा था। अरे यार मेरे पास शैंडलियर पड़ा है बट मैं प्लेस नहीं कर सकता। साउथ ईस्ट इनर रूम आ जाओ। यार मैं मेरे को शैंडलियर दिख नहीं रहा जबकि मेरा पड़ा हुआ है शैंडलियर मेरी इन्वेंटरी में हैं। कैसे क्राफ्ट पड़े हुए हैं भाई? अच्छा क्राफ्ट करने पड़ेंगे क्या पहले? ये बड़ी बदतमीजी यार। नहीं ब्लूप्रिंट नहीं मिला उसमें, वो यूज का ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा। हे भगवान।
Maybe you...
नहीं आ रहा ऑप्शन, नहीं आ रहा। अरे नहीं ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा, दिख नहीं रहा मेरे को, वो दिख ही नहीं रहा। हाँ नहीं दिख रहा। अरे नहीं यार अरे यार मेरे को दिखा नहीं रहा ना वो। तुम अपने अलग हो यार। पता मैं अभी मेंशन भी बना सकता हूँ। मेरे को ना उससे बड़ी अच्छा हुआ जो मैंने वो किया ना। ये शैंडलियर कहाँ पर? मेरे को कहीं ऐसी जगह पे जाना पड़ेगा जहाँ पे शैंडलियर ने। अच्छा इधर ऑलरेडी पड़े हुए लगे हुए शैंडलियर, इस वजह से अरे यार तुम ऐसी जगह रहोगे तो बारिश नहीं होगी तो क्या होगा? अगर आपको पता नहीं है मैम किस चीज बात कर रहे हैं तो छोड़ो, आपको समझ भी नहीं आने वाला। हम किसकी बात कर? अरे इधर ऑलरेडी शैंडलियर लगे हैं। सेकंड स्टोरी में एक मेन हॉल लगाता हूँ। हाँ पता है। नहीं कहाँ प्रेस? ठीक है समझ आ गया। अरे यार मेरा वॉल डेकोरेशन कंपेनियन का क्या करूँगा मैं? बेनेट के लिए एक रूम बनाते, आ जाओ। बेनेट को इधर रखे क्या? मेरा वेनेट वेनेट, अरे ये रहा वेनेट।
Hey there. Looks like my luck is pretty good today. It's awesome. It sure beats sleeping out in the open when adventuring. You don't need to find a hole in a tree to rest in, and you don't have to rocks crashing from the sky, whopper flowers popping out of nowhere. Really? I'm so lucky to have someone as nice as you as a... Looks like I'll be bothering you a bunch from now on.
ये वेनेट मस्त मिल गए यहाँ पे। प्लेसिंग प्लीज वेट। अभी इधर मैं लेता हूँ। मेरे को चेयर मिली। हाँ पता नहीं किसको ये मैं चेयर मिली बस मेरे को। अब देखे जरा, वो ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं यार बनाने के लिए ना, अभी ढूंढना पड़ेगा। मैं सिर्फ कंपेनियन प्लेस कर सकता हूँ। अभी इतने सारे ब्लूप्रिंट आ गए मेरे पास, बट मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता। अच्छा मेरे पास एक और चीज आ चुकी है। टिम्बर वॉल विद जेड ईयर्स, पता नहीं कुछ करके। एक मिनट बाहर चल के देखता हूँ ना, क्या पता वो ऑलरेडी बना हो। इधर दरवाजे खोलने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, अपने आप ही खुलते दरवाजे सारे। तुम्हारी अच्छा माफ करना, वो लाइक ऐसी गुस्से में इधर उधर निकल जाता है। अब मेरे पास एक नया लैंडफॉर्म आ गया। अच्छा ये तो पेड़ वगैरह है। अच्छा ये जो कटोरे से, इनका क्या मतलब है? हाँ ये क्या है? कटोरा सा कुछ बना हुआ है इधर। अच्छा ये भी बनाना पड़ेगा मेरे को ना। मैं सबसे पहले सोच रहा हूँ ना मैं, पर कितने यार कितने घटिया लोग हैं। 15 घंटे लगाएंगे। मैं तो अभी प्योर वाला वो लगा रहा हूँ। अच्छा अभी मेरे पास क्या है? ये मल्टी आर्च मॉन्स्टैट बिल्डिंग पड़ी है मेरे पास। एक बिल्डिंग है। फिर ये क्या है? कार्व्ड। ये रेड डाई येलो डाई से क्या होता है? हैं? बताओ ना। अच्छा इनसे कपड़े के जो मटेरियल है ये बनेंगे। ओके समझ आ गया। मेरे को तो बहुत सारी चीजें बनानी है अभी। ये क्या है? ये नहीं बनाऊंगा। ये लैंटर्न ऑफ द लेट स्टेज ये बना सकता हूँ मैं। सबसे पहले ये बनाऊंगा प्रॉफिटेबल फूड स्टैंड, ये बेटर है। अच्छा है यार फ्रूट स्टैंड कुछ भी। एक है, फिर फैब्रिक चाहिए। फैब्रिक चाहिए 10 फैब्रिक बन जाते भाई साहब। अब मैं बना सकता हूँ फ्रूट स्टैंड। कहाँ गया फ्रूट स्टैंड? यार कहाँ गया? अब ये फ्रूट स्टैंड भी बन सकता है, बट मैं अभी नहीं बना रहा फ्रूट स्टैंड, क्योंकि अभी मेरा वो बन रहा है, एक चीज बन रही है अभी। 15 घंटे। ये स्पीड अप से होता क्या है यार? अरे हाँ यार मैंने अभी तक वो नहीं किए यार। अपने कमीशन बाद में करूंगा मैं आके ऑनलाइन। पागल हूँ क्या? मेरे को पढ़ना नहीं है क्या? मैं तुम्हारी तरह तो हूँ नहीं अभी। सनसेट स्टोन कितनी सारी? रीच कंस्ट्रक्ट 3 फ्लोरिशिंग। टी टॉक फेस्टिवल मार्केट। भाई बहुत सामान मिल रहा है इधर से। और एक बिल्ली मिलेगी जद्दो आई कैट, जेड आई कैट, अम्ब्रेला शॉप, बहुत सारी चीजें मिल रही हैं। तो भाई चलिए अभी इस वीडियो के लिए इतना ही। अच्छे से लाइक मार देना, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना। इसी के साथ मैं आपको नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय।